Good afternoon, and welcome to Attorney Commander J.R. Glapohkpa Chesson talk show. Now, the purpose of this show today is to give a brief overview of my reflections, my experiences living and growing up in Liberia, and how it had impacted us as a people from the time I was small. All the events that have occurred in Liberia have impacted us to this very day. And things in our lives have to and must change for us to move forward, for us to advance to a new dimension in this era. Okay? So bear with me. Let me go back, take you back with me, and let's look at some of the problems that I have noticed in this hour. Okay? First of all, when I was growing up in Liberia, family life was unlike life in America, where majority of the people here have a form of Christian marriage. Okay? So that sets the tone for life in this country. Whereas in Liberia, we have diverse systems of family life. We have the African traditional family life. We have the Muslim family life. We have the Christian family life. Okay? We have those that don't believe in any God or have any religion. But the path they pursue most of the time is that of the Christian path. So those are the three major cultural impacts in my country. Now, growing up in Liberia, I live in both sectors of our society. I was blessed to be born in a wealthy household, and I was blessed to be raised in a normal Liberian household, a middle-class family above the poverty line. So I experienced both type of lifestyles. And living with my aunt who raised me, we live in the general market on Warren Street in Monrovia. That's Camp Johnson Road, Warren Street. That's where the Fallen Tonka buses used to be, the Reeves House, okay? That was the general market. The whole Warren Street was a general market, especially on a Saturday. Every morning I woke up, my house was surrounded by marketeers. So I grew up in that environment too. And the first time that I ever heard somebody refer to me as an American Liberian was an indigenous Liberian who did that. I didn't know about American Liberian growing up. I just knew we're all Liberian. Until one day I went to play with these guys and one of them said to me, "Oh man, you're African American." I mean, not African American. He said, "Oh man, you're American Liberian." I said, "American Liberian?" That was my first time hearing that word, that phrase. And it was from then that I began to hear it more and realize that there was a grave division amongst my people. So, growing up in Liberia, I noticed things did not have to do with tribe. No. Everybody who was educated in Liberia and worked for government suppressed our Liberian people, especially those who were making money and above their salaries. So you see, corruption has been a part of Liberian society forever. Because it is true, the saying is true, that in the land of the blind, the one-eyed giant is king. In the land of the blind, they're not talking about physically seeing something, they're talking about mentally seeing something. You have two eyes, okay? Most of the Liberian now, they call it the third eye. But you can't achieve the third eye through witchcraft and all that kind of thing. No. It comes through enlightenment, spiritual enlightenment. And there are only a few ways you can achieve spiritual enlightenment. One is through the blessing of God. People are born with spiritual enlightenment. So they know things. They seem educated, even though they're not educated. It's been all through the Bible. Moses, Jeremiah, all the people, they weren't educated. But when God called them to their mission, he imbued them with knowledge and wisdom. So that one way you can achieve the third eye, by being born with it and blessed by it. And secondly, the common way that all of us achieve it is by learning and going to school and attaining knowledge with the hope that that knowledge will lead to wisdom and understanding. So that's how you achieve the third eye. So all the mystery things that talk about it, you don't have to follow that. No, you go to school, you learn, you invest your time in learning, in understanding the mysteries of the book, the people, the experiences of the people you're learning about. Okay, you imbue yourself in learning about them, in developing your own concept of life. You learn about those people's philosophy so that it can give you an insight into developing your own philosophy. And this is what we do this for our own edification, education, and upliftment. And you see, that's the problem with my country. During my last class, I told you that the problem in Liberia with Liberians is tribalism. That has been the problem from time immemorial. We have never overcome that. The government of Liberia have never devoted time into suppressing that idea of the division among us on tribal and Congo line. It got to be an initiative of government to educate people that we can't continue to do those things. You see, our family life in Liberia, family life is complex, it's confusing because of our different religions. We have different rules of marriages. We know that in the Christian religion, there's one man, one woman. In the Muslim religion, you can marry up to 4 women. In the African traditional religion, you can marry as many women as you want. And these different religious laws confuse our community. Some people are Muslims, some people are Christians, some people are Africans. Whether you're Muslim or not, some people still claim to be African. And though they are married, they go around having wives and children all over the places. You know, I'm a product of that. My father had so many children all over the places, and he was married. So all my life I had to deal with that negative scar. I'm an outside born child, whether I educated or not. I'm still outside born, you know. So I gotta find a place for myself. Because all of these things create animosities in our society. You know, people do it, but when other people do it, they get mad at them. You know, when people do it to their friends or their relatives, they get mad, but they go out and do the same thing. You know, get married and go sleep with all the other people. Well, when other people do it to their relatives, they get mad and pissed off. You see how life is? But what goes around comes around. And this is what happened in our society. We as Liberian people got to take control of our society, of our lives, of our way of doing things. We can't continue to do the things that have been done in the past. No. We got to set standards. And you got to start with the government too. Because that's the only employer in our country. That's the largest employer. Everybody comes and goes, but when government employ almost 85% of the population. So it behooves us for government to set the standards for change in our society. And I tell you one thing, the Congo and country thing, it's too old. It's too old. We can't continue to dwell on that shit. It's too old. You excuse my French, but it's too old. It's time for us to move forward, to set all those negative things aside, to plan for our future, and ensure that wherever we do, it benefits us as a people. Not just one group of people, not just one family, but the whole Liberian society. People have benefited from Liberia too much, man. A few people have benefited from Liberia too much. It got to stop. It got to stop. We can't move the old people and put a new group of people there to benefit. No, we can't do that. We can't do that. We got to rise up as patriots of Liberia. We got to place our country first. Look at me, my people. If I wanted to be rich, I could have been rich. I could have been under Charles Taylor. I could have been with Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. I could have been with George Weah. But that's not what I want in my life. No. No. There are too many people are old, man. There are too many people that put their lives in danger to save me when I needed help. That's why I don't trade my loyalty like that. That's why you don't see me here and there and all over the place looking for money, trying to lie to people and deceive them. No, no, no. That's not my game. And you see that what a lot of people don't like me too. Because I will not join them. No. No, I will not deceive the Liberian people. I will not do that. I love my people too much. You know, I want to see all of us rise as independent men of a great nation. Men who believe in law, men who believe in order and discipline. Nothing can shake us if we are people of that character. Nothing can shake us if we are honest to each other, if we love each other and want to ensure that all of us benefit together. Nothing can shake us. But you know, one group of people continue want to steal from the rest of us, want to take the most of our nation for themselves and give us scrap. It will not work. It will not work. I saw that all the time growing up, man. I saw that all the time. I saw the dishonesty. And you see, it's not about Congo country. Because I saw some indigenous people treat their own people with animosity, with malice, hate their own people. But that wasn't their tribe. That was a different tribe, so they didn't care about it. So let me tell you something. All this Congo country thing, it don't matter in Liberia. Everybody there for their tribe. When you break the whole Congo country thing apart, our whole country suffer from tribalism. Everybody fighting for a piece of the pie. Look at the government right now. We got more people in the government from Lofa than anywhere else. Because Joe Boca from Lofa. He tribal people in the government. The same thing happened on a Weah. Okay? You see, they have been on that alley. All people in the government, all her relatives. You see, with the Congo people, you can't tell their relatives because you say we Congo, but we mix. Right now, I got people that are responsible in every tribe. So if I come to power, you know my people are going to fit in government position, no matter what tribe they're from. You see, but that's the same thing happening with Ellen. You see, with the Congo people, is nepotism. They put their people in, their relatives, their cousins, and all of that to get them to be job. With our indigenous people, it's a tribe, but it's the same family because the tribe is the family when you break it down. So we suffer from nepotism in our country. Tribalism, nepotism. Okay? These things happen in small countries. Every small country you go to, even here in Rhode Island, they got nepotism. I've been in offices in Rhode Island where the mom, the pa, the brother, the sister, all of them working in the office. I couldn't believe that we're in America. I couldn't believe it. I was like, what? America? A whole family running a bureau? That was nuts. It's nuts. But it happened all over the world. It happened all over the world. Okay? The only thing we have to ensure is that people do their jobs. If you're given a responsibility, you better be able to perform that responsibility or help be held accountable for anything that goes wrong on that job. And that's one of the problems with Liberia. We live in a system of impunity. People don't get punished. And when people don't get punished, nobody changes. How you going to change when you don't get punished? And this is a result of tribalism and nepotism. The same thing. People don't want to punish their relatives, or people scared to punish people from other tribes for doing wrong. So they just warn them and let it stay. Nobody get prosecuted. We can't run a government like that. You don't think the people in America suffer from the same problem? That's why they got a federal government. They suffer from the same problem in America. In some states, certain families run the state. And when it's like that, there's injustice, there's dishonesty, there's corruption. That's why they have the federal government. The federal government is now in any state. But when they find out corruption going in the state, they send the federal government to investigate. They come in and everybody's scared of them. They investigate it. Okay? So, but you can't put your trust in anything. All of us are human beings. All human beings can get bribed. Everybody got a price. Okay? It's just that it's your belief. It's your belief. Everybody got a price. But your belief holds you back. What you believe in. Okay? But no matter what you believe in, if the people at the top don't believe in it, you might as well give it up because it can move you and put other people there who believe in what they believe in. You see? You see how the world works? It's not fair. That's why we, the people, are given empowerment by our Constitution. And if we don't understand what that means, we can never change our country. Because individuals and families cannot change Liberia. Only the Liberian people can change Liberia. And that is why I do this show. Look, many times I don't want to stop. Many times I don't want to stop. But something that tell me, no, you can't stop. This is a process. You got to keep doing it. You got to keep doing it. You can't get tired. You can't stop. You can't relent. Because if you don't beat it in the people's head, they're not hear it. If they hear it, I want to leave it alone, keep beating it in their heads. Let them know you're not changing the topic. You're not backing down. They got to understand that for us to change, we got to change our mentality, our minds. We got to change our thinking, our way of thinking. Okay? We got to do away with corrupt minds. What are corrupt minds? Minds that don't want to follow any code. Minds that feel that everything is in their interests. When there are codes and rules that govern all of us. But the selfishness or the ignorance is so imbued in them, it's deep in them, that they don't care about other people. Everything they see is me, mine, that mine, that mine. But they don't see that everything in this country is not for one person, it's for all of us. And for all of us to enjoy it, there must be rules. And all of us must play by the rules. If you love your country, and that's what they call patriotism. Because when you play by the rules of your own volition, of your own will, you see the rules, you say, okay, I'll play by the rule. You are patriotic. Because you know those rules are made not for one person, to protect the interests of all of us. And if you follow those rules, you are in congruence with what the rule is to do for all of us. It's to serve the purpose of all of us. So once you reach that level, that's maturity too, you know. Once you reach that level of maturity, you understand that everything can't just be for me. No, it can't be. Especially when you're talking about country, when you're talking about community, when you're talking about a people, it can't be for me. It got to be for us. It got to be for us. And that mentality we have to get. That when we see things, we don't just rush and say, me, it's for me, for me. No. It's for us. It's for us. I don't know if I told you this before, but you know, God talks to all of us in different ways. He talks to us in our dreams. Sit down and think back on a dream that you had, that you think impacted your life. I have my dream that I thought impacted my life. It's still impacting my life today. I think I told you that dream before, but let me repeat that dream. I dreamed I don't know where I was, but I was communicating with God. And I look up, I saw this hand coming down from heaven with a package. God didn't say a word to me, or the hand didn't say a word to me. It just came out of heaven and handed me this package. And when I took the package, I looked at it, it was beautiful. Oh, it was beautiful. It was one of those toilet sets with cologne, aftershave, and it had about 2 or 3 colognes, different aftershave. It had razor blade. It was a whole set in the plastic thing. The hand just sent it to me. And I took it, I looked at it. But you know something that happened? I was happy when I saw it, but I didn't accept it. No, I didn't accept it. That was my blessing. And that was my wisdom. Because the hand handed it to me, that did not mean that it was for me. No, he handed it to me, but he didn't tell me it was for me. And I was smart enough not to assume that that package was for me. So when he handed it, the hand came out and handed it to me from heaven. I took it, the package, I looked at it. It was so beautiful. After I got to looking at it, now I look up to heaven and I asked him, I said, is this what you got for me? And the voice said to me, that when God spoke. He said, no, that's not what I got for you. Then he reached down, he took the set from me. He took the set he gave me from me. He took one gift. It wasn't a taller set. It was just one small gift. He took it and said, this is what I got for you. And he gave it to me. But that was the most precious gift in the world. You see how God works? That's why everything goes by time. I'm just telling you this. Everything has its season. And you got to be wise enough to know when that season has arrived. Okay? Now, I wasn't a greedy child. If I had been a greedy child, I would have taken the first set God gave me and ran with it. Oh, thank you, I got it. And that, maybe what that set meant, what did it mean? Maybe I'll have all the things I want, but not what I need. You understand that? You can have the things that you want, but not what you need. Oh, excuse me, people, that the construction going on outside my house. So if you hear all that noise, somebody building outside. So I hope you're not disturbing my show. Okay, I can hear it faintly. But anyway, that's it. Everything has its season. If you don't know what God got for you, and you don't ask him, you just assume it's for you, it may not be for you. He's testing you. God tests us in every way. Because for him to know that we are loyal to him, he has to give us tests to see how we respond. Okay? And if you respond in an eager, greedy manner, you will lose. So what did that give me? All my life, I've been trying to analyze that dream. I said, God gave me the first gift. It was all toiletry. What was that? He took it back and gave me one gift. And that gift was precious to me. What was that? Was that women? Because I said the toiletry could mean that you have different women in your life. But you will never have the women that you love or the woman that you love. You will never have her. But you have all the beautiful women, but you will never have the one you love. You will never have that inner satisfaction. Okay? But that gift he gave me, you can't lose. If God said, this is what I got for you, how will you lose? You can't lose. You can't lose. No. It comes from God. That way everything has a season. That way you see I don't rush. You know, all the people rushing for power. No. No. What God got for you will come. It will come. You got to rush for it. You got to fight for it. Look all through the Bible. Read his Bible stories. David and all of them. David wasn't even thinking about being king. David was in the field doing minding sheep, when God went to him and called him to be king. You see? So everything has a season. And just like Liberia, our nation got a season, man. And this is my duty on this earth to ensure that I lay the foundation for my people to understand what we need to elevate our minds and our spirits. Okay? I'm not here for the physical thing. I'm here for the spiritual thing. I'm here to help you elevate your minds and your spirits to the next level. That's why I do these classes. Okay? Maybe some of you people who know me and say, Chesson. But other people will come and they will listen to what I say. Because some of you think that because we hang together, when I tell you something, you don't have to listen. And this is what we have failed all our lives, me and my cousins and all of us. Because I remember my cousins, 20 years ago when I came to America, I told all of them, I said, let's raise money. They say, oh, yeah, you're right, Bob Blue. Write us. That all my cares by people now. We all met at a funeral. And I told them, I said, look, we can't just come to this country and just live. We all men from the same area, they get together and save $20 every month. You gotta put $20 together every month. About 20 years ago, I told my people, they told me I was crazy. They say, oh, write us. I wrote all of them. Nobody responded. I did the same to my family, my brothers and sisters. I told them, I said, you gotta put money together. We can't be in this country and don't put money together. They say, oh, you crazy. We got property. I said, okay. What's the harm in raising money? It can only benefit us as long as people don't steal the money. But you see that the problem with Liberian society, even in the family, when you come to raise money, people want to steal from the family. You know, you can't do nothing in our society. People will not steal. Look at how many people send their money to their brothers and sisters to build their houses. They go home, nothing. They ate all their money. But that thing hasn't just started. It's been going on for years. For years. People trust their relatives. Only a few people will do what you tell them. The rest of the people, they will take the money and do what they want to do with it. Because you're not there. When you go home, they say, oh, but you weren't here. They will say all kinds of things to you. You know? And this is the same thing I'm talking about here, man. If you can't trust your own relatives, how you will survive? See? But when you're in a foreign land like America, you got to understand, when you're dealing with people in Liberia and Africa, you can't just send them money for your interest. You got to understand they got interest too. They got their own interests. So if you're going to send them money to do your job, you better make sure you send them something for their pocket too, or else they'll eat your money. Okay? Because Liberia is not like America. In America, you can leave your house today and go find a job, and you may get a job. In the factory, in some kind of store, or somewhere, you'll get a job. You can't do that in Liberia. You go all day, all week, you'll not find no job. Okay? No job, nowhere. So people got to depend on shenanigans, and stealing, and dishonesty to make money. If you want to make money. That's why corruption and stealing in this country is above the chart. But they're not only Liberia, every poor third world country will suffer from the same thing. Okay? No money, no jobs, only a few people in power, and they don't want to share it. You see, this is the problem. The money is there, but people don't want to share it. They want to live, they're foreigners. They want to be millionaires. They want to own. And you can't do that in a poor country. You can't, except you got your own. But if you go to work for government and you expect to make $1 million on your own in government, you got to steal it. You got to be dishonest. You got to be unpatriotic. All of that is unpatriotic. It's unpatriotic because you can't be a patriot and break your country down. Okay? You can't be a patriot and steal from your country. Because as a patriot, all your desire is to see your country grow, advance, to see your people elevate their minds and their spirits and their bodies. That's what a patriotic Liberian wishes for other Liberians. And we got to get there. We got to get there. It's necessary that we have these classes to imbue these things in you. Okay? Let them impact you. Let my words impact you. So you understand what I'm talking about. Okay? When we talk about patriotism, when we talk about love for nation, you can't be a rogue and love your nation. No. I know that in Liberia, We have an economic problem. Everybody can't get a job. But it falls way back on the same corruption. If our country wasn't so corrupt, look at $90 million we're spending 1 year on 10 ministries. $90+ million. And none of that money benefited the Liberian people. All of that was for security and some shenanigans where people went and stole the money. But those are not people that love our country. I told you, I said when Ellen Johnson said leave, I would never pay Liberian $15,000 to come home. I would never do that. They don't come home. Stay where you are. But for us to build Liberia, you want patriots. You want the best of the patriots. Okay? Look at all the people Ellen Johnson said he brought. What they did in our country, they got 15,000 each, 20,000. And left our country almost as it was. Look at our country today. It's still a broken down state. No roads, man. How will we develop? Huh? If trucks got to take goods and services to the counties, and it take them 3-4 days on the road, our economy can grow. In America, nothing stops the economy. Commerce is number one in this country. That is bread and butter of the nation. Nothing stops commerce in this country. Any law that interferes with commerce, the court will throw it down, scratch it. No, you can't stop commerce. That's the lifeblood of this nation. Goods and services being served throughout the nation. You can't stop it. You can't interfere with it. So once we understand that money is the lifeblood of the nation, if people just stealing it, our nation will never grow. Because we as Liberian people don't understand the significance of money. When we know the significance of money, for people to steal it for us, it would be hell. Because we wouldn't care who you are. We'll expose you. We'll go after you. We'll make sure that you put our money back. Yeah. Now, before I end my class, I hope you learned something of what I told you today. Okay? Because I told you that from childhood, our country has not changed. Okay? Because of our tribes, our religions, we live in a complex and confused society. Okay? Where only true, honest men can guide us to the light. In the land of the blind, the one-armed giant is king. That's not a lie. Because people deceive other people, lie to other people, mislead other people, because they do not know the right things to do. But as Liberian people, if you know the right thing to do, it is your duty to elevate the minds of other Liberians, to teach them, to guide them, to lead them. Okay, so I hope you learned something from this class today. Before I close, I hear all the wala about the War Crimes Court. The only people who will be against the War Crimes Court are the murderers, the killers, and the rogues. They will not want a War Crimes Court because they do not want to be exposed or held accountable for their grievous actions. But let me tell you, Liberian people, Joe Booker initiated this War Crimes Court. Don't let it die. The Boleo, none of them will come up against this War Crimes Court. Scratch them down. Those are murderers and evil people. Let them face the War Crimes Court. Okay? Let them admit to their actions. Let the world know that they were murderers and evil people against their own people. That is the purpose of the War Crimes Court. Okay? Whether we put them in jail or not, let the world know who these people are. All these people walking around, quote and tie, acting like the responsible, law-abiding people, those who are murderers and killers and rogues, let us put them on the stand and let them face their witnesses. The time of the Liberian people is now. Let us set our country straight. No matter where the chips may fall, but for Liberia to go straight, we must make the hard choices to punish people, to change our nation, to hold people accountable for their actions. Before I go, I'm supposed to have an interview with Mr. Justin Roas, who is a city councilman in Providence, but I haven't been able to get in touch with him. This weekend is the Providence Festival. It's a big event in Providence. So probably the city council is so busy planning and conducting events for this thing, I haven't been able to contact him. I've been texting him, I've been calling him, I haven't heard from him. His mailbox is full, so you know he's busy. So that interview for tomorrow may be scratched if I don't hear from him tonight or tomorrow. Okay? So thank you. I look forward to serving you, and take heed and govern yourselves, because only we as Liberian people have the power to change our country. And we got to do it as a united force. The time of the Liberian people is now. Aluta continua. Have a good day. I'll see you. Okay? Take care. Take heed and govern yourselves accordingly. And be good. Okay? I talk to you.